Hi and welcome, my stamping friends. How are you this beautiful evening? I have to say it's a mite bit chilly, but then again, it is almost winter. All right, just checking to make sure we're set up here. What was I going to say? So I'm Sandy of Lolly and Sand, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada. So welcome, welcome. You are getting a sneak peek tonight. How fun is that? Oh yeah, a sneak peek. And if you saw my little teaser earlier, about 15 minutes before the video went live, I'm going to adjust my camera just a little bit, then you saw a little birdie, and look at that, there's a little birdie. So tonight we're going to be using the Nested Friends bundle. And the reason why I bought the bundle is because, one, it's got the dies. Two, you buy them together and you save 10%. So to me that makes sense, doesn't it? So I see you've got some people joining. Do say hi. I want to tell you about this stamp set. So it's red rubber, which means I don't need my cushy pad down here this time. It has got these really, really cute images. So let's start here. I'm just going to try and keep this in frame and keep the glare down as much as possible. So here's your little birdie. He is so cute. I've colored so many of them because I was playing with colors, because that's what we do, right? You have this nest, so you can there's actually a die for this right here. This will cut this out, and you can color it. You have a branch. Yes, you have a die. Always thinking of you, birthday wishes, best friends, make the good times better and the hard times easier. Isn't that nice? I like that. And then thank you. And then down here, I wasn't sure what this was for, but I'll show you what I'm using it for. I don't know if you can see that. They're just really light little dots. I'm just holding it up a little bit closer. Alrighty, so here's the dies, and the really cool part is, remember a long time ago when you were like, well, this was called something and this was called something else? No more, my friends. This is the Nested Friends stamp set, and this is the Nested Friends dies. Yay. So you can't get this quite yet. Not quite yet, but you will. Well, you could. If you join my team now, you can order this now. Make it part of your starter kit. But other than that, you can get it on January the 5th. And it's really pretty. Oh, hello, Grace. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to just move this back up. Oh, and Peggy. Hello. Oh, Peggy. Okay. So Peggy's asking, where have you been? And have you been? Well, I started doing live videos again a couple weeks ago. I didn't go anywhere. This is my normal skin color, which is kind of yellowy pale. And how have I been? I had a wonderful weekend because my son was visiting. So we got to spend lots of time together, and I drove around and saw some things I've never seen living in this area. Well, that was kind of cool, you know? So yeah, it's been really good. Really, really good. And it didn't snow. Did when I drove him back home, but yeah, we don't even have snow. Well, we might by tomorrow. I don't know. I didn't look. Alrighty. Okay, and all is good. Alrighty. So again, we have different fonts. Even this one's different than these, and I love the two fonts. And the little bird, honest to Pete, is just gorgeous. So here's your dies. This is going to cut out the bird, as mentioned, and this is cutting out. I don't have my sheets yet. This way. So that'll cut that right out, which is lovely. And that should go that way. You have eggs. I believe those are eggs. The branch again. The nest. So you can layer these. This one here, which you'll see very shortly once we get stamping, layers on top of this one. And then, check this out. This maybe doesn't look like they're together, but they are. You can cut out 3 leaves at a time. Here, 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 and here. How cool is that? And they're really, really cute little leaves. which we're going to be using. So I think this is a really lovely set. Well, I love birds anyway. And then all this little leafy greenery. And actually, the picture in the catalog, this doesn't often happen, the picture in the catalog of one of the cards, I went, that's it, I'm getting that one. Isn't that funny how that happens? Alrighty. Oh, there's Bea. Hello. Alrighty, let's get to it. Let's set this somewhere back here. If you hear a thump, that's it hitting the floor. Okay, so you know me. I don't like to stamp onto my desk. This should be my scratch piece. Yes, it is. So I'm going to be using just 2 colors. Just 2 colors tonight. Early Espresso. Uh-oh. Oh no, something dropped. Got it. Something I was going to be using, so I needed that. Okay. Early Espresso and Soft Suede, and then I'm going to use a bunch of blends as well. So let's get stamping. I want the little birdie, and I want the branch for now. All right, which I'm going to do both of them. Did I do them in Soft Suede? I think I did, or did I? I'll do them in both colors, and then I'll decide. I'm trying to figure out. I think I did use Soft Suede. This is one of the old ones. It's like the old linen pads. And I'm hoping my video's moving because it's, oh yeah, it is. Now, when I'm doing something like this, I like to stamp a few. I never know which one I'm going to like the best. All right, so there we have 2 of those. I just need to make sure I leave lots of rooms for lots of room for the branches. Too funny. So these are both, I know I got Early Espresso was one of my first colors that I purchased. Probably because my demonstrator was using it, and I'm like, that's a cool dark color that looks almost, it's almost dark enough to be black, which is kind of cool, but it's a little softer. Try this way and see if I do any better. I mean, that was fine. I just want to see if I have to do that. When my son was here, I think if you saw last week's video, you'll know that I pretty well wrecked all my blocks by using a scrubby thing on it. Do not use a scrubby thing. Use the soft side. So he tried to fix them. He brought sandpaper and some other stuff. It didn't work. That looks like the color I used, so I'm going to keep that. So we're not going to need that. Oh, no, not yet. All right, so let's move those aside and bring in, I'm seriously moving them aside. All right, and we're going to bring in our blends. Okay, so the funny thing is I already have the trees done, and I didn't do this, so I'm just going to color on these. So this should be dark sea foam, and I'm going to use the bullet tip. It's too small of an area for me to use the brush tip, and I'm just, believe it or not, doing one of the leaves. It is true. Just one side of the leaf. It's kind of looking a little bit brown right now, but it isn't. Well, it looks like it, but it isn't. That doesn't make sense. Just a little bit. So there'll be absolutely zero blending in this because they're so tiny. Oh, I missed that one. There. And then we don't need this for the bird. Okay, so here's the colors I used on the bird. And like I said, I went through a bunch of different colors and discovered this is what I liked. Still like. Okay, so these are the ones with numbers. So I'm going to see if I can focus. Okay, SU 600, SU 1000, and SU 800. Interesting. And what I always do is I always do a test. So if you do it over here, this paper is not the same as this. So when you're doing a little test to see if you like the colors, use your Whisper White. It's not called Whisper White anymore. Use your basic white. So you can see again, it looks so different. And then this one, I really like this color. So this one, I don't know what you call that, but here, I'll do more of it. Kind of a chestnut color? Did that sound right? Anyway, I rather like it. So I'm going with that. And I just kind of color in a wonky way. You know. Alrighty, so let's go. We'll do this side. I'm going to try and keep the marker out of the way so you can see what I'm doing. I figure with birds, you have a lot of leeway, and you can kind of make up your colors. You want to do this kind of slow going through here, and you see how narrow this is here? I'm just going to go really slow. There we go. And go over that area. I'm not finishing that. And which color did I want next? I don't know. Oh, nope, it was this one. Wasn't it? Yes. And then, see how that kind of picked up? It looks like it picked up some of the chestnut. Well, I'm calling chestnut. Just a little bit down here. He's going to have just a plain white belly. At least my version of the bird will have just a plain white belly. And then just a little bit of this one. So this is the SU-1000. Just a little bit in here. Oh, a little bit of a beak. Beak. Keeping it simple. I'm not a master blender of colors. I know what I like the look of, and sometimes I go over them anyway. But it pretty well is what looks nice to your eye. All right, so I'm just going to hold that up so you can see that closer. So there he is. Nice and light. Little bit light there, so let me see if I can darken that just a little bit. Very lightly. Yeah, well, or not so lightly. There, you just go that way. Because I already have him die cut. There he is. Super cute. Move that aside. There he is. So here he is, die cut. Isn't he cute? Wait, put your hand, just leave your hand in one spot, Sandy. Isn't he cute? Aww. Alrighty. So, ooh, I know what I was going to say. Before I forget, I should look at the things I write. So last week I did another sneak peek. Not right now, but you can go back to YouTube and see that video, because that was another set, another sneak peek. Oh, this is what I wanted. Pardon me. We're still going to be stamping a little bit. All right. So here's the outside, or the top part of the nest, and here's the base. And this is what I did with this one. Okay. Bring back the colors. So here's my soft suede. And it just looked kind of plain. And I know you're going to say, well, it's covered up. Why does it matter? It's just for more texture. And if you look closely at this, you can actually see that there is some texture in this, which is pretty cool. But then I decided, since I didn't know what this was for, but it's really cool, that I would just do this. And seriously, I am stamping in the same, all over with just the same stamp, just to give it kind of like a mottled look. All right, so we're done with that one. I'll hold that up. So just a few little dots. I don't think nests are particularly clean, although I've never been in one, so I really can't say. And then we're going to do a little tiny bit of work with a sponge dauber. And I mean little, like I may not even have to put any on here, maybe a little bit. Okay, so all I'm going to do is, it's going to sound horrible, kind of dirty up the nest a bit, just to give it a little bit more depth. Just a little bit. And I want to tell you that when you die cut this nest, you're going to want to use the adhesive sheets. I did not, which means gluing this should be kind of fun. So I'm dabbing off, so I really don't want a whole bunch of color. I just want some. So I think you can see, just looks a little bit darker here, lighter on the outside. Just keeping it simple. Keeping it simple. Alrighty. So we'll move this again and find some glue. This will be fun, my friends. This will be fun. There we go. Okay. oops, stay. So what I did, because I didn't use adhesive sheets, and please don't do a sandy. Don't do a sandy. Use the adhesive sheets. Well, first I want to get this started, so I'm going to do that off camera onto a little scrap. Just a couple little dots. It will hold. Not only that, the bird's going to be sitting on top of it, so it will hold it. I'm looking for like the kind of thicker spots where I can actually put some of this. Now, if you're on Instagram and not had a chance to follow me, there's probably about the same content. There might be a few extra things because I have some of my paper cooling in a shop here in town. Please tell me I'm using the right side of this. The other way you can do this is use your silicone pad and just dot. So I'm just going to put one more over here. Well, haha. Take some of that back, and we're just going to set it down. Now, as you see, there's really not a lot to match up with, but I'm going to hold this for a second. It's a little weird that my camera looks extra high tonight, but it really isn't. I haven't moved it. All right. I want that to stay, and since there's not a lot of glue, isn't that cute? And then we start building on it, and you're like, oh, it's getting cuter. It is. Okay. So if you remember from last week, and again, if you haven't seen it, go back. I showed you an entire suite, which was, what was the name of that one? Oh, anyway, I can't remember the name of it. This is the country, I forget the name. I have to look it up. This is the, one of the papers you can get in the suite. So I'll just do it this way and this way real quick. And I thought, wouldn't this look, I know it's going to be winter, but wouldn't this look nice and springy if I used one of these ginghams? So that's what I did. So, you know what I forgot to tell you? I forgot to tell you what kind of paper I used on this. You might want to guess, but you might be surprised. It's not crumb cake. There's crumb cake. And here is the craft paper. So I used the craft paper. Now it's looking less crafty because I put some early espresso on it. But I always say I want to show you the difference in color. Now this truly does come in 6x6, and this is your standard 8.5 by 11. But this just has such a beautiful richness and some texture to it, which is why I'm drawn to this. I do like crumb cake, but I have to say I love this one even more. So it's a pack of 6x6. And I just love the life that's in that. I did a bunch of Christmas tags and all kinds of goodies with that. All right, so we don't need that. Here's the base of my card. It is 4 1/4 by 11, and I've already scored it at 5 1/2. And then, yep, lay flat. This one's going to have to lay flat. Here's the gingham. Isn't that pretty? This is actually mint macaron, which kind of fooled me because I thought it would be darker if it was mint macaron. There's the other side. That's sweet sorbet. But I'm using this side tonight. So I'm going to put down some glue. Oh, the size of this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which, yes, is going to cover the entire front of the card. There'll be nothing showing. Oh, is everyone ready for Christmas? I would say I am. Then when my son was here, I need my cloth to get the glue off my fingers. When my son was here, I was like, oh, you're going to need this. So I might have bought him a couple things. All right, let's just give that a burnish. So again, we're covering the entire front. Nice. And then I have already pre-cut basic white. It's just the regular, not the thick. And I used one of the scalloped contour dies. It just looked pretty and soft, and this looks pretty and soft, and this looks pretty and soft, so we're going with the whole 9 yards. I am not popping them up. I know, a shock to all, but I'm not. I'm just going to scrape some of this around the edges. A little bit. Don't need a ton of glue. I am going to attempt to center this. I know, you're always like, Sandy, you don't center things. But I just liked it centered. So I'm trying. So I will do my very best to center it. There we go. There we go. So you have the measurement for that and that. This, you just have to get the dies out. All right, there's our nest. Before we put the nest on, though, I think I just threw the branches over here. You know, I saw something move, and I'm like, those were my branches. Yeah, I did. Okay, so here's my branches. Not my best die cutting. It's true, this one's better. And what I want to do is, you don't want your branches going the same direction because no tree would look like that, right? So I'm going to have one pointing up and one kind of pointing here. Now, I don't want this sticking out of the card. So I'm actually going to trim these down a little bit. I know, blasphemy, but it's true, I am. I just don't need it for this card. So there goes one. I'm pretty sure this one's going to stick out too. And I do want one of these, at least one of them, to go over the edge. Just adds a little bit of movement. And that should go right about there. I keep looking at my sample to see, how did you do that, Sandy? How did you do that? Okay, and that's sticking out of there. I'm not sure. Yep, I think I'm going to take that out too. All right, so let's just start by getting this in its mostly spot. This is a brand new ball, so I'm really surprised that it's giving me difficulties, but I think I stood it up. How about you when you're working? Try to keep it, flat, as flat as you can. Okay, that goes off the edge. And I do realize I used, what did I use? Dark sea foam? Doesn't really matter. In nature, there's all kinds of greens. Okay, I'm going to cut the end off this one. And that one will go up that way. Nest will be there. Okay, we're getting there. Oh, I want you to tell me what you think of the card, because even when I showed it to my daughter, she went, "Oh, that's really cute." And that's not always her response. So I thought that was really nice. None of that, oh, there's too much going on, which is, her thought. Now, yes, I'm going a little heavier with glue than normal because I'm putting it on top of these branches, and this has some texture to it. So just a little heavier. Now, what I would like to do is kind of mix those just a little bit. Isn't that pretty? Now, what I did before the video is I cut out, remember I said the flowers, or did I just say flowers? The leaves. And I thought, wouldn't the leaves look really cool if they were done in gingham? It's a different gingham, but I'll show them to you. Oh, there's one. They're little. And I was taking them off to try and make little falling leaves, so that didn't break. That was me deciding how to do this. Look at those in the gingham. Isn't that pretty? Like, ah, so cute. This is all about the cute, apparently. It's so cute. Alrighty, so you don't want to put a lot of glue on these either. I don't even think you can use a glue dot because they're just a little bit bigger. Or the glue dots might be a little bit bigger, but a little bit of glue will do. So I'm going to tuck in this leaf down here, and then this leaf over here. Did I already say this? I can't remember. If you don't have a demonstrator and you do need a catalog, now if you've shopped with me in the last little while, you're getting a catalog. I mailed them on Saturday. I want to go under this leaf, or not. It's not a leaf. Under that branch. There we go. Stay down. Then just message me. Okay, just send me a message. I don't have a demonstrator. I do want the catalog, and I would like to get that out to you. Hopefully this week. I heard we're supposed to be getting some possibly unpleasant weather in southern Ontario. I don't know if it's how far south. Anyway, there we go. So we have 3. So it's kind of like embellishments, how we do that. Okay, now I'm going to do the sentiment. And you're like, Sandy, you're a nut bar. Okay, so I used let me get the name of them because I keep forgetting. I used the All That Die. So it's like the man set, basically, in the annual catalog. And I do want to bring back, I'll bring back this. All I want to do is, when I first stamp it, I want to just see, is that pretty straight? I did this 4 times because I was worried that I was going to miss. I'm trying to think, what color did I use? Oh, I did use a different color. I was going to tell you I used all one color, but no, I used basic gray. Gray and browns together? Absolutely. Why not? I didn't even make fun of myself the other day when I was wearing gray and brown in the house, not outside. All right. So this is the best wishes. Is that what it says? Well, we'll find out in a second. Birthday wishes. Let's do that again, but not upside down. I'll use the side. Now, which birthday's on top? Okay. All I want to do is get an idea. Okay. Well, I have 4 chances at it, don't I? Yes. Only took me 2 on the sample. Okay, I do have to move this just down just a little bit towards me so I can kind of get over it a bit. Not bad. It's a little crooked, but not bad. Okay. Do it again, but maybe not crooked. And the glare off this makes it, off the light onto the block makes it really difficult to see. There, at the last second, I changed the angle. Oh, that one's really bad. And then we just keep doing it. And you might be saying to yourself, Sandy, why would you not just cut this or stamp it and then die cut it? Here's the die. You cannot see through it, so you can't see where your words are. And the other thing is, I could have just used like a strip of paper and just cut it out and made this little banner end, but no. I didn't want to. I really wanted to use the, now let's see, that one was that way, so if we go that way. Okay, winner, winner, close enough. Well, 3, no more. Alrighty, and then we'll put on some embellishments, and we'll do the inside of the card as well. Alright, so we're going to need dimensionals and a pair of scissors. Because the bird, it'll be fine up there. I'm just going to use 2 on the birdie. You could use the small dimensionals as well if you choose. And for this one, I think those are going to be, that's really close. How close? Let's find out. I don't really want you to see dimensionals on my cards. There, they do fit. Alrighty. And there. All right, so let's put the birdie on. I'm gonna go take a little boo comments. Alrighty. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? You know, the birdie is like, he's just adorable, and you can do this in any colors. One of the ones I was doing was in pinks. Now, placement. Okay. I don't want it here because it looks like the branch is coming out of his head. So I'm going to move him over just a little bit so it doesn't look like that. And down a bit. Yep, I like that. And then before I put the banner on, I have a little scraplet of sheer pool party ribbon. I know, again, not the same color. But it doesn't matter. It's so little. And I'm just going to cut just a little bit. I may cut it shorter. Don't know yet. There we go. And I don't want them at the same length because that's just not how I do it. And then I need my take a pick tool and my mini glue dots. So I'll put 1. Let's go here. And we will fold it. like so. I'm going to use another glue dot, and what that'll do, and on an angle, that'll do is it'll hold this piece on here so it doesn't move around. Don't need those. Alrighty. And I'll also try to place that where the banner is going to go so you can't see it. All right, and now the banner, woo, and then some embellishments. I hope my video's been good. Right before I started, my phone said that it had no internet. And I'm like, my phone? That's not okay. Okay, now, bringing these back again from last week. These are brand new. The adhesive-backed milky dots. These I love. Look at the colors. I can't wait to use these guys, but right now I'm going to stick with this one. Seems to go the best. That's a little too pink. Okay. And again, you can use your fingernails, or you can use scissors, or you can use your take your pick tool. I like the take your pick tool. Okay. You can tell, it looks like a little favoritism going on here. It's true. And that one can go right there. Well, I don't want it to look like a bird dropping. So we'll go over here. Okay, almost done. I'm going to do the inside, then go back to the front. Do one more thing to the front. Okay, so when I was cutting my paper, I realized, of course, that I'd cut it to 4 1/4. So the inside of the card does not need a layer. Okay, so I can take this 4 1/4 by 1/2 inch strip and glue it on. Uh-oh. I'll glue that and glue that. And I think I've said this before. I don't like to put these right down at the bottom. I like to go just a teeny bit. And how much? I don't know. It's at 1/8 of an inch, maybe. I may have to cut the end up. I may have to do a little adjustment there. Yep. And this is why I use that kind of glue. This piece seems to be just a teeny bit longer. So we'll just turn it over and cut that off. It's a little bit longer than the card, which is kind of unusual. But anyway, we got that. One more step. And this was the just because. Okay. Try to get everything else out of the picture. Wink of Stella. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go right down his belly and make it sparkle. I haven't squeezed it. This is what's on the brush already. I don't want a big blob. The other thing, I went over the leaf. I still just did one of the 2 leaves, although they get pretty small and you don't have much choice. And then just painted on just a little bit of sparkle, basically. Love Wink of Stella. Yep, so it goes from here down to the bottom of his belly. Oh my goodness, my friends. Ta-da! What do you think? Here's the original. They're going to look pretty much almost identical. Oh, this one's down lower. Yep, I like the tall branch. I like them both. And I like to show them up close because I don't know why, but again, this looks so far away. Super pretty. So with my team, we have a birthday club. So there's a really good chance that someone on the team is going to get this. Ooh. Yeah. I will. I do appreciate your shares because the shares help. It helps me. I struggle a bit. I'm not a big demonstrator. Like I could name some. Kylie Bertucci, Rachel Tessman, Lisa Curcio. I hope you watch all of them because they are fabulous. But yeah, every little bit helps. So shares definitely help. If you happen to be watching, because this is going to go onto YouTube probably later tonight, which is, what day is this? December 20th. Wow. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do that. Just checking my notes to make sure I did everything. I wrote dots really big and ribbon really big and Wink of Stella really, really big. Thank you, Ruth. Ruth says beautiful cards and Bea says so cute. Thank you so much. I think this is just adorable. And you know, every time now I did use two different they're from the same pack of paper, the same gingham paper, but I thought I would change the design a little bit. So just slightly different ginghams. Thank you, Noella. Yeah, so my friends, wow. You know what? Next time I see you will be after Christmas. So I want to say Merry Christmas to you and your family and your friends. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas, a peaceful Christmas where you're not all rushed. Just chill and take it easy. Everything works. Thank you for the share, Noella. That you probably will eat as much as much as me, because we tend to do that. And that you have a wonderful New Year as well. Alrighty, so Dorothy says, love the gingham color. So versatile. It is, and because it comes in, how many different colors? 4? Yeah, 4 different colors, and then you've got the different patterns. There's the bigger pattern of that. I love that. I'm going to be using over and over and over. And you'll see more of this because we didn't get to use the big nest. So I will, basically now I'm showing you a sneak peek and showing you the products because I cannot open the catalog for you yet. But when I can, I will. That's January the 5th. At that point I can. Yes. Anyway, well, I got to say goodbye. I'm going to go up and say goodnight to my grandson. So yes. Oh, thank you. Merry Christmas to you, Bea. So I will see you next Tuesday at 7 p.m. again. Bye-bye.